Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity to practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, no, so welcome back to the Reframing Mindset podcast. My name is Colin Smith Brooks, and this episode, we're in the around day 80 something now, you know. So we're really coming to the end of the 90 days to change my life. And I guess the last episode of this would be technically be a wrap up, a summary of what I achieved based on what I said I had planned. But we're not absolutely there as yet. But just knowing that that's coming soon. But this episode is going to talk about the gym cost reality, and then up the price, the cost that it actually took. Based on, so I had a idea of what it would take, and the estimated cost that I had was around 30 to 60,000 or something like that. It was an overestimate, based on a lot of things, but in reality, it's kinda and not kinda that. If you get what I mean. So let's just get into it. So the reality of going to the gym. Boom. So boom, the first thing I did was pay the $11,000, and then luckily, fortunately, I got my aunt came and carried some clothes and some shoes and shoes that I had. And the shoes were pretty perfect for the gym, so that I end up not need to buy any shoes for the gym or something like that. So that kind of saves some of the cost, a lot of cost. And then after I purchased the gym pass, literally only thing that I was doing was basically carrying 4 bottles of water a day, every day when I go to the gym. I'm paying like $100 to go to the gym, $100 to pay fare to reach the gym, and then $100 to come back home. So that was literally all I was doing the whole day. What happened though truly was I started to drink more, drink more juice and stuff like that. So the juice cost kinda go up a lot more. But weirdly enough, I kinda start eat less. And I think it's due to two reasons. Maybe it's the food that I've been cooking. Because the food because when I just purchased the gym pass, I never really have that much money. So I had to just do and purchase some makeshift ingredients to make a full meal. And it wasn't the ideal meal. It's not something you would be happy. Oh, I'm happy to eat this. So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm eating less now. So, but from what I've eaten and stuff like, I realized that the grocery cost would technically be a lot less. Because what I've been doing is cooking in bulk. So the 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 grocery cost would technically be a lot less. The only difference is buying the right ingredients. I would need a certain amount of money to buy the right ingredients in the right amount and stuff like that. Time, time. I usually spend around maybe 1 to 2 hours at the gym. 1 to 2 hours at the gym, and that's enough for a good workout and stuff like that. And the 1 to 2 hours, I'm not working. No, I'm not doing a 9 to 5, so it's not really affecting me in any way. The 1 to 2 hours is not really cutting it into any time because I still have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff. So in reality, the gym cost is pretty low compared to what I thought. It's a lot less. It's pretty. So, and the reason why how I found that out is I took the first step of just purchasing the gym and then figuring out as I go along how I would fund the cost and stuff like that. But then the next thing is, boom, there was a fear increase. So the cost of paying fear increased by a couple percent, and I end up have to not. Usually, I pay $100 to go to the gym and $100 to come back. Now I have to pay $150. So that's $300 to go and comes, and that's legit a lot. That's a big increase compared to 100. So that now kind of made the gym cost higher and stuff like that. And then not only that, I usually travel to another parish to buy a shake from one of my favorite store. No, it cost me around what's that, six, seven, 700 and over $700 to go to the that parish and come back now. So it's weird. And I guess the last thing I don't went there go there as yet, but it's still I think that also will cost a lot. The cost for me to go to a Negril, which is so that's the last place I ever went to yet to know the cost. So everything has been raised simply because the government decided to raise the tax fare. I know that there's a even though it's just the tax fare alone they raise, there's a lot of things in the economy that's going to be raised just because of that. Because people want to eat up that cost and stuff like that. And I guess it's going to be frustrating and it's sad. It's sad, you know. But other from that now, the gaming let's play. I've just tested out the gaming, the new recording software that I'm trying to use, and it's pretty okay. It's not the best recording, as in my the settings that I'm using is not the most ideal, but it's pretty good enough to record from what I've seen so far. And then one of my previous guests that I had on, then I skip faster. I've actually, you know, he's a videographer, he's a video editor and stuff like that. So I just kind of asked him to basically do um a, gi- a YouTube intro for me. So we're the let's play portion of it is actually in motion now, and so maybe it won't be started in this 90 days, but it's in motion, so it should be starting soon. We actually start recording some episodes and things, and then I guess the next thing will be to find an editing software, stuff like that. And then you never know, around a month or two later, you see some episodes of me playing some game on the YouTube platform in the future. So it's funny how in theoretically it's a dream, it's something that I had planned and I never really put that much effort at thinking that yeah it would be, but it's weird enough it's becoming a reality over time and we just have to just go with the flow. So mhm. So we'll see what happens about that. So I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it for this episode. And thank you for listening. I look forward for the next episode. Oh wait, you know, there's something I even forgot. Something eventful that happened that I even forgot to talk about. We experienced another tropical storm. So if you remember from previous episode back, we talked about Hurricane Tropical Storm Elsa. No, we have gotten another tropical storm Grace, and it was pretty. It was stronger than Elsa. That's what I because it end up making the light go away where I'm at. And then not only that, when I was walking out, it it, it actually hit some of the light line, uh, where you see where like if you walk and you actually look, you see the electricity running through the line and like gashing off stuff, And if it was actually stronger, it could be resulting in an electrical fire. So that that tropical storm was pretty bad, hit pretty bad, pretty bad. But you know, we it was only one day, similar to Elsa, and yeah, I know it's kind of gone. So we have to just be thankful for that, But it was a pretty interesting tropical storm. Hmm.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
The core problem is family evolution. The family is not evolving to the new um, level. And what's the reason for that? Well, before the reason is for that is because there's a term that a person named Maslow has made. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and I think the problem is no one on earth, no one on earth, living or dead, has made has has satisfied the first level of needs as yet. That's the reason for all our problems. So, what is the Maslow